Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Greydy Diaz.
And I'm Boss Rozendaal, aka The Mountain.
Boss, we're here. What a day it's been. The first 8 games today. This is so exciting. I'm sure that all of you have watched the games and you can't wait to talk about it. Me personally, I'm still recovering from that Serbia-USA thriller.
Greydy, I'm excited as well because we have cooked up so much good stuff for you. We'll have great guests, hand out a few awards, and even dissect some tactics. You know I like that. Only thing I'm not excited about is I once again lost our free throw contest, which means I need to plug 3 ridiculous words in our 2-minute summary of the games coming up today. So thank you, Greydy.
You're so welcome. Your words are Macarena, baguette, and surfing.
All right, so how about you take the first game then?
All right. Germany beat USA. Sonny G and Ricard combined for 17 points in their win. They played team ball and their chemistry was evident.
All right, the Plouffe sisters were on point. They were hotter than a baguette, fresh out the oven, and beat Australia. They were up 15-2 at some point. That was crazy.
I love what you did there. Batman and Robin combined for 16 points for Latvia to prove, and they also proved that they had way too much athleticism for Lithuania.
Okay, let me try to get this. Worthy made people dance like the Macarena was playing. He had 9 points, 10 highlights, 4 rebounds, and the 7 points for Ningjang didn't matter too much as the Dutch were just too much.
You're a little too good at this. Spain beat Azerbaijan by just 2 points. Jimeno and Alonso had team highs of 5 points each.
The France were ready to go crowd surfing when Limousin took the game to overtime, but Lili Wang was good off the glass like a sommelier with a 2-pointer to win it. Mingling Chen was huge with 10 points.
Yes, she was. The French fought from behind against Poland, who got 6 points from the polar bear and picked up a win thanks to Dussoulier's game-winning shot, which was so exciting.
It was our pick for game of the day, and it didn't disappoint. Serbia took care of the USA behind 8 points from Marko Brankovic and 7 from Strahinja Stojicic in a classic, again, Serbian win after the World Cup finals. Another one for Serbia. How crazy is that?
Yeah, no, it was a good one. So 8 games today, including 5 that were won before the 10-minute limit.
And you know, we are used to tight games in 3x3, but there was only 1 overtime today, and that was the France-China game on the women's side, again, decided by a Lili Wang huge shot. All right, for the next segment, let's go to our predictions. We had predicted all the games with all of our experts, right? And we had 2 consensus picks today. One of them that kind of proved the false one, right? First game to start us off, Germany beat the USA. All 5 of us had picked the USA to win that one. That was a great upset.
Thank God we didn't have any money on it. For all the other games, we went a different way, and it shows in the rankings.
Yeah, there you go. I think Jordan's up right now. But yeah, you, me, and Kyle are kind of tied here at 4. So, you know, slow start for us, but we'll get it. Vince is all the way in the back with 3, but you know him. He's a bit of a diesel. He talks faster than his prediction game goes, I think.
Well, it's not really how you start, right? It's really how you finish. So we got some time.
All right. The texts are already coming in, especially from Vince on the predictions and on the fantasy. The man's not off his phone, even though he's working. But let's go to the pool standings right now. Let's start with the women's. Obviously, we have 4 teams with a win and 4 teams still looking for their first dub. But as you can see, we don't do ties in 3x3. Remember, at this stage of the game, tiebreakers are points scored first, federation ranking second, and that's how we got to the rankings on the women's side like this.
And it's the same situation with the men. In the pool stage, if the pool stage stopped today, team ranked first and team ranked second would qualify directly to the semifinals.
For sure. Now let's go to our team of the day. So our team of the day is Serbia. We picked that team because they won the match of the day, the Serbia-USA match at the last game we saw out there in Paris. We can talk about this, but look, I'd rather bring somebody else on to talk with us. Here's Stefan Milivojevic. He's a member of Team Partizan. He is the number fifth ranked player in the world, the highest ranked player, not at the Olympics. Not to take a shot at you there, Stefan. We nicknamed him the Gladiator because he is more buff than, well, buff, I guess. Stefan, how you doing?
Hey guys, I'm good. Thank you for inviting me to the show.
Of course, and thank you for being here with us. My first question to you is, what's your initial reaction off of a very exciting game?
Well, it was really a nice game to watch. Serbia had great energy. They used mismatches really well. They played good defense on Jimmer, and they found a way to dominate and to use the mismatches they had. Their big men did a great job, especially Brankovic. So man, I was really impressed with the win and the way the guys did their job. Everybody had some role and everybody did their side of the job.
Now, Stefan, obviously, you know these guys very well, right? You play against them on the pro circuit a lot. You see them a lot maybe in practice. What did you see out there on the court that made you confident that they were, from the start, going to get this win?
Well, it was a slow game. I mean, both teams were nervous. But the way Vasic and Brankovic used mismatch on Jimmer for that at the middle of the game and at the end, I think that was the some part of the game where Serbia had the advantage and they used it really smart. They were breaking their own system, breaking some plays just because they had mismatches, and they used it, and they had a lot of fouls, and they used the free throws. So it was really a huge win for my team, Serbia.
Yeah, and speaking of huge win, Stefan, how confident are you that this time around Serbia is going for gold?
Yeah, of course, I'm excited. I'm confident. I think there's a lot of games to play yet, but I think they're gonna go. They're experienced and smart team. Serbia has a great chance, and I think they're gonna go game step by step, and I think they will win the gold. So I'm cheering for them, of course.
All right, well, Stefan, thank you for coming out. Where can we catch you next on the pro circuit?
We play Masters in Lausanne.
Okay.
By the end of August.
I'll be there. I'll see you there. Thanks.
See you there. See you guys. Thank you.
All right, so for our next segment, Greydy, we have to talk about some teams that we are a little bit worried about.
Ooh, I mean, that Australia game today, them being down, 15 to 12, big loss against Canada. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, and you know what? To talk about that, we found just the right player, former Asia Cup winner, Maddie Garrick. She's represented Australia for so many years. Maddie, glad to have you on. How are you?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here and talking 3x3 basketball at the Olympics again.
All right.
So Maddie, your first reaction after that game that Australia went down in, very big, right? It's 15-2 halfway through the game. Let us know what was going through your mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was shocked. I think a lot of the people watching and obviously a lot of the Australian supporters weren't expecting that because they actually came up against Canada in a pre-tournament and they beat them then. So come out, I mean, Canada did a great job. I mean, you were talking about before, it's not about how you start, how you finish when it comes into picking teams, but when it comes to the Olympics and important, tournaments like this, it's about how you start. And I think Canada they just came out firing. Their defensive pressure was incredible. You could just see that Australia was, struggling with a few pre-game, first game nerves, the first appearance at the Olympics as well. So you could kind of see that, and they kind of really need to pick up that pace and, their play, because you only get one shot at the Olympics. So, yeah.
I like how you mentioned the previous two matchup that Australia won against this team, Canada, right? We picked up some audio from the mix zone in which Team Canada's Praise Crozon actually kind of explained their game plan going in based off of those two previous games.
We wanted to switch up our game plan a little bit in how we guarded them, and we just wanted to be aggressive and always rely on our defense because that's something that we can control. We wanted to use our length and our physicality to disrupt their action.
Sadly, it looks like the plan worked. How can you stop Canada and the Plouffe sisters when they play that kind of defense and actually make their shots?
I mean, first of all, they've come out and they've done exactly their game plan, and just look how it happened. And to be the first game to do that too, I'm sure they had some nerves as well. But it's really tough. The Plouffe sisters, like they are amazing. They've been in the 3x3 circuit for a long time, so they have that connection of just playing together. But they also have that sister connection. So you could see that Australia was struggling to even get the ball under the basket. Like, they had to get through physicality, which, I mean, the game's naturally like that anyway, but they weren't allowing them to shoot the 2-point as well. So I think they've learnt and they've really built on their preparation around, obviously, this Australia game being their first game. And I think they're going to continue to do that, which Australia needs to, flip up and do the same when it comes to, their next games, because they've got some tough ones coming up as well.
Definitely some tough ones coming up. Now, Maddie, what are you looking forward to from this Australia squad for the rest of this Olympic tournament in Paris?
Yeah, I mean, you saw, even though the start of the game, they weren't, ready to play at the start, but you could see the Australian spirit still staying with it until that siren goes. Like, they brought back the score. I think that they will bounce back. I mean, they have to bounce back, but I really think that it's within the spirit of the culture of Australian basketball in 3x3 and 5-on-5, that you just got to keep fighting, keep learning, and don't give up until that last siren goes. So I think that's what we're going to see. First game, as I said, you got to learn from it, but you really have to bounce back really quickly.
Thank you so much, Maddie, for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
Of course. And we spoke about the most important teams of the day. I think it's time to focus on the players of the day. And for that award, we're just not going to agree.
Yeah, definitely not. Let me start you off on the women's side. My player of the day is Mingling Chen for China. She was big in a win over France, picked up 10 points and led the squad to that victory. I know she's going to get player of the day for sure. How about you?
She was hooping, but I have Catherine Plouffe. She put up 10 points, 3 rebounds, and had 2 highlights. But be for real, did you have Canada actually winning this game?
I got to be honest with you. I didn't pick Canada to win.
All right.
You got it. Now let's move over on the men's side, and I'm going Homer again. It's my guy Worthy. He was incredible. Worthy came up with 9 points, 10 highlights, and 4 rebounds. He almost got a 5-5. It was a good double 5, though.
Yeah, and for me, I'm rocking with Francis Dussolier. He had 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 of the most important points of the game, which was a game winner from beyond the arc. You can't really argue that.
Yeah, no, I'm not even going to argue. That was actually good. I like that. Now, let's have a look at the top scorers, and I want to focus on the top 3 on the women's end first. It is Mingling Chen, who we talked about before, and Cat Plouffe, who you brought up, joined by Tiffany Hayes in the top 10 in the top scorers for the women's end here. How about the men's? What do you think?
Ooh, so we had 3 players that all had 9 points. So Meyers, Worthy, and Dussolier. How about you?
So I like all 3 of those, especially, you said Dussolier hit that big too. Norris Meyers, we haven't mentioned him yet. He was huge in that Latvian win over Lithuania. Now, I want to get a look not just at top scorers, I want to get a look at top player value. How about you take the women this time?
All right, so Mingling Chen, besides scoring 10 points, she also grabbed 3 rebounds and had 7 highlights. So a double 5, right? We love those.
Yeah, for sure.
And Catherine Plouffe.
Yeah,
she also had 3 rebounds, and she got her player value up by shooting very well. 2 from 2 from the long range.
Yeah, I like that. She was a sniper. On the men's end, things changed, right? Worthy is still on top, but 2 Serbian players move into the top 3, and I want to highlight Marko Brankovic, a player value of 13.6 after 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 highlights, but he did not miss a single shot from the field. Didn't miss at all in that huge win that Serbia picked up over the United States of America. Now, let me move on to the next section because I like this. This is my favorite, I think my favorite section. And it's also the second most important event going on during these Paris Olympics, besides, of course, the 3x3 games. It's our Fantasy Predictor League.
Listen, guys, we have a whole group chat on this fantasy game, and of course, the messages are already piling up.
I'm actually in first. Take a look at the rankings here. I have taken a huge lead already, 42.5 points for me. I'm almost doubling, y'all. Vince is back there with 30. Jordan started a little slow. I see you're down there at fourth, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll take my crown.
It's too early to be worried. It's only day one.
All right.
All right, so we will bring you the behind the scenes of everything going on in Paris every single day.
For sure, yeah. Ici, c'est Paris. And to help us out with that, we have a guest. This is a former Team USA star, the man with the biggest six-pack in the game of 3x3 ever. He's working for us in Paris. It is Dan Meyers. Dan, how are you? Might have some technical issues with Dan here. Let's see if he's able to
Can you
make it
hear
on the
me?
call.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dan, are you there?
Okay, great. Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you? And I can see you too. Can you see me?
No, we have no image of you, but as long as everybody can hear you,
Okay, no worries.
fine. You're fine. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing really well. Lovely to be here. This is an epic first day and great coverage so far. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here with us, Dan. Can you describe the venue and the atmosphere so far in Paris?
Absolutely. It's been tantalizing to say the least. The home crowd was rooting for the Paris teams, the French teams. But what was amazing is you had fans from all around the world. I can't even tell you, different flags. There were fans from countries where their team wasn't even competing, and all melding together and meshing together. So it was a great environment.
I even saw some of my Dutch fans out there, so I was happy. But Dan, look, when I was watching those games, I saw one thing that usually has a huge effect on the game of 3x3 take place. It looked like it was very hot out there. Can you give me an insight on the temperature in the stadium?
It was, over 90 degrees in Paris today, and in the stadium, because of the fans and the tent, it was probably a little hotter on the court. And yeah, you could see it affected some of the players. The first game is always challenging to get your legs underneath you, get your adrenaline in control, and the heat was an added factor, I think, for several of the teams today.
And now, Dan, not every fan is on the ground. So is there anything that you've seen today that nobody has seen on TV or on social media?
That's a great question. I think it would be really just what's going on when the cameras aren't on with the fans and the interaction with the players and each other. It's such a special environment to have this many different countries competing, the men's and women's side. Everyone is very active. So I wouldn't say anything in particular, but the environment has been palpable, tantalizing, and just electric overall.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'll be tuning in, watching the rest.
Sounds good.
Good luck.
Thank you. So 3x3 is a tactical game. Chess, not checkers. Do you know how to play chess?
A little bit. Yeah, I played some.
I mean, you played 3x3, so you definitely know how to play chess.
Oh, yeah. All right.
For this, boss went into the lab with his teacher glasses, which I can't wait for you guys to see this, to give us some insights.
Today on Tactics, we'll take a look at the French women, a very athletic and fast squad. They like to lull the defense to sleep and use their speed to get by you right when you're not looking, as is visible in the play here at the World Cup last year in Vienna against Spain. The setup here has Limousin up top with defense, Guapo in the high post with defense, and Paget in the corner with defense. Now the pass will go into Guapo. First option, Limousin cuts all the way to the basket. The ball doesn't get to her, so option number 2, Paget will cut around here for a look. Nothing there, so Guapo spins off of her defender, gets to the basket, gets fouled in the process, free throws as a result. This play works for France because there's a lot of movement in the play. There's multiple options to get to the basket, and in the end, it's the speed of Leticia Guapo that beats everything.
Boss, where are your glasses?
I should have put them on, didn't I?
How many fingers am I holding up? Can you see?
That's a tough one.
Is that why you lost our free throw challenge today?
You need
Tell
to
the
bring-
truth.
Yeah, maybe. You want to bring that up again, huh?
All right, so fan question of the day today is, Canada and Latvia are making a statement on day one. What do you think about the poor performance of Team USA?
Now, to keep it straight here, this question was asked earlier, before the last game of the day. This is actually about the women's Team USA. And I actually think the women's Team USA started their game off pretty good. The first 5 points were theirs. They were playing pick and roll. They were getting Erica Hamby active underneath the basket. So I thought they started great, but then the pressure from Germany was up and they started going into a lot of one-on-one sets, a lot of hero ball. So I think they're going to recover. It might have just been a case of the jitters a little bit, you know, Olympics, first time being out there. We'll see how they recover from this. But I did see a couple of good minutes from them, so who knows?
Yeah, and hopefully Ryan Howard has more than a point.
That would be nice.
I think she will. I mean, she needs to just get a little bit more comfortable, and we'll see that as the week progresses.
Hey, look, and she's on my fantasy squad, so I'm hoping
Woo!
for that. All right, well, thanks again for sending these questions. Please send us more tomorrow because, yes, it's time to move the conversation to tomorrow's games already.
Tomorrow for another 8 games. Every team gets to play one more game. Thank goodness.
Oh yeah. On one hand, we have USA Azerbaijan and USA Poland on the men's side fighting to get their first win. On the other hand, we got Latvia and the Netherlands. Both have a win already, so one of them is going to lose on day 2.
All right, and tomorrow we only have 2 consensus picks from the experts. USA beating Azerbaijan with the women and Serbia beating China with the women.
And Grady, I see we agreed on 5 of our 8 picks tomorrow, but interestingly, we disagree on who is going to win the game of the day. And that's going to be France and Spain, right? So France and Spain, their rivalry goes way beyond 3x3. Le Bleu won some big games, like at the World Cup back in 22, but everyone remembers that Spain won gold the last time a big 3x3 tournament took place in Paris. At the Europe Cup in 21, underneath the Eiffel Tower, was Spain getting the gold. I cannot wait for the latest episode of the biggest rivalry in women's 3x3. Since 2016, France are actually 6-4, so they are actually up when it comes to the individual results in international competitions.
All right, boss, it's time. You know what it's time for?
Tell me.
My top 5 things to watch for on day 2. First, that's not the Ryan Howard I know, so I'm looking forward to USA's reaction tomorrow against Azerbaijan. Second, we'll talk a lot about rivalries on the show, and we get 2 of the best ones tomorrow. Sandra Igueravide from Spain and Leticia Guapo from France and Naudis Meyers from Latvia against Worthy de Jong, your guy of the Netherlands. 4, I can't wait to see how Jimmer and Team USA bounce back from that Serbia loss. And finally, can this crowd get even more hype than it already is?
I don't know. The stadium looked lit, I have to say. That looked so good.
Absolutely, boss. Well, thank you for being a great co-host as usual, and thanks to you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe, give us a shout on social media. This was the 10-Minute Sprint, episode 3.
See you tomorrow after the game, same place, same time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.